Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Elst. Here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. Pope Francis received U.S. President Barack Obama at the Vatican March 27th for a discussion that touched on some areas of tension between the Catholic Church and the White House. Rome Reports has more from the Vatican.
The U.S. flag was already waving outside the Vatican's Apostolic Palace when President Barack Obama arrived in his black SUV. This marks his second visit to the Vatican, but his first meeting with Pope Francis.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
After the official pictures were taken, they both headed off to the papal library. Their meeting was longer than usual for Vatican standards. They spoke in private for about 50 minutes while members of the U.S. delegation waited in a nearby hall. Later on, President Obama personally introduced each one of them to Pope Francis. His Secretary of State, John Kerry, was first in line.
John Kerry, Secretary of State.
Holiness, I am so pleased to meet you. Great admirer of everything you have been doing as a Catholic for the Church and for everyone. Thank you. So lovely to meet you.
And then gifts were exchanged. President Obama gave the Pope seeds from the White House gardens. He also promised to give more seeds to a charity in his honor. Pope Francis gave him a copy of his first apostolic exhortation and also a gift picked out especially for Obama.
During the meeting, the two leaders discussed the rights to religious freedom, life, and conscientious objection, as well as the issue of immigration reform. President Obama said he had spent the largest bulk of the time with the Pope discussing issues of the poor, the marginalized, those without opportunity, and growing inequality, and the challenges of conflict and how elusive peace is around the world. After the meeting, the president pledged to continue speaking with the USCCB to make sure to strike the right balance on the issue of the contraception mandate, which has been seen as an attack on religious freedom. He also invited the Pope to come to the U.S., saying that people would be overjoyed to see him. In news now from around the world, following a diocesan investigation over expenditures for his residence in a diocesan center, the Vatican's Congregation for Bishops accepted the resignation of Bishop Franz-Peter Tebartz van Elst of Limburg, Germany. Dubbed by the media as Bishop Bling and the luxury bishop, Tebartz van Elst has been at the center of controversy over the remodeling and building project in Limburg, which was estimated to have cost about $40 million. Cardinal Reinhard Marx, president of the German Bishops' Conference, said the resignation would end a period of uncertainty in the Limburg diocese and that the church is on its way to ensuring greater transparency and increasing its credibility again. The Vatican announced that Bishop Tebartz van Elst, in time, could eventually be given another assignment. In news from around the country, some big news coming, news around the world that is, some big news coming out of the Philippines this week as a peace accord is reached in a 40-year struggle there. Catholic News Service has the details.
So many people have suffered for so long. So many of our stakeholders have worked so hard to arrive at this point. I will not let peace be snatched from my people again.
From the distant past to the present, the comprehensive agreement on the Bangsamoro is the crowning glory of our struggle.
This stuff takes time and goes slow. One hopes that the pain and the anguish and the sorrow, you're hoping that hearts can be changed and can be open to the future and moving forward in a way that's just, in a way that's fair. Yeah, they're going to be tough times, and this is going to be something that's worked out locally in the details that are involved. And hopefully with God's grace, with the right kind of leadership, people will be able to find the different pathways forward to make this work.
The pact, which officials call the Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro, creates a self-governing region in Mindanao. The region is to be called Bangsamoro, which is a name coined by the rebels for all residents of Muslim-majority Mindanao, including Christians and indigenous peoples. It will have a parliamentary form of government. However, the central government in Manila will maintain national defense, currency, and postal services. And finally in the news, when Pope Francis visits the Holy Land in May, he will commemorate the 50th anniversary of the historic meeting between Paul VI and Patriarch Athenagoras. And it is for that reason the theme of the trip is so that they may be one. Church officials have released the Pope's official schedule for the May 24th through the 26th visit. Pope Francis will meet Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew May 25th in Jerusalem, where they will sign a joint declaration. The official logo of the pilgrimage depicts the embrace of Saints Peter and Andrew, patrons of the Catholic and Orthodox churches. During the trip, the Pope is scheduled to meet with the King and Queen of Jordan, the Palestinian President, the Israeli President and Prime Minister, and he'll also be meeting with refugees and disabled young people. The Pope will celebrate 2 public masses during his visit at the International Stadium in Amman and in Bethlehem's Manger Square. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV Network.